Farley getting ready to light this big old Christmas tree at Broad and Wall Street. You're in the wrong color for today, buddy. Yeah. I mean, the tie works, but let's talk for huge day in the markets as we stand out here getting ready to do all this. What do you make of what's been going on in the stock market?
Yeah, right color for the 94th tree lighting, but not for the stock market. Everything's going well. It's not just in America. All around the world, we're seeing even more positive economic results outside of the U.S. than in the U.S. There's a lot of optimism. We've seen just this week a lot of CEOs here at the New York Stock Exchange who are expressing optimism. So there's a good feeling all around. Certainly 24,000. I don't think anybody expected it a year ago, but here we are.
No, we started the year, we crossed 20,000 for the first time. Now here we are. Carl Icahn today said he thought there was some euphoria in the stock market. I know you don't want that hanging over your head, having to clean up a big bubble. Do you think we're anywhere near that territory or no?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a stock market prognosticator, or that would be my field of endeavor. I'm an exchange operator, and we're here whether the markets are going up or going down. And so I truly don't have a feel, but I do pick the brains of kind of the great and the good of industry. And by and large, people feel like we're in a good spot economically, not just here, but all around the world.
So the real bubble's in Bitcoin.
I mean, I wouldn't, all these children who are behind me here, I wouldn't necessarily advise them to...
Yeah, cheer if you hold Bitcoin out there. At what point are you guys going to start trading Bitcoin like your colleagues in Chicago and at the NASDAQ are now going to be doing?
We've been following it very closely. I mean, you may remember we were in very early with an investment in a company called Coinbase. And when these guys cheer, they're mostly Coinbase customers. So we're watching it closely. We're looking for appropriate commercial uses of it. There's still a lot of work to be done, both in the blockchain and with Bitcoin to bring in institutional customers, as well as to really industrialize it as a product with utility. But we're keeping a close eye on it.
You're keeping a close eye on it, but is it a business you think is worth getting into? I mean, there's even, you have different companies now. Cantor Fitzgerald basically hosting trading on its proprietary platforms. This is where the excitement is. This is the topic everybody wants to talk about. It's a little bit of a scary one, though. So how do you guys balance the risks versus the opportunity?
It's worth spending time on for sure. 5 years from now, do we look back and say, wow, it's revolutionized everything? It's unclear, but we're absolutely spending time on it. If there's one issue to look out for with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, it's how do you manage the risk? And so we will not dive into any product or business if we don't have a good sense of, okay, how do we manage the risk? Because it's very volatile and it's gone up real fast. It can go down real fast.
And when you talk about the risks, do you mean what Tom Petterfy has kind of talked about, where he says, great, they might be launching Bitcoin futures, but if I don't want anything to do with that, I don't want my company to get sucked into a situation where there's margin calls and they draw us into it even though we didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's a great example of appropriate risk management.
Let's go back to the market for just 1 second.
Sure.
Just talk a little bit about the business this year.
1 second, it's coming, I promise. We're getting a light the tree chant back here.
How is the business of the New York Stock Exchange doing?
The business is great. I just said to my colleagues, in many respects, this is the best year ever. From a listings perspective, nearly all the IPOs are coming here, substantially all of the tech IPOs. It was a very busy IPO environment. We raised twice as much money, had twice as many IPOs as last year. So it's going very well.
You're going to get Saudi Aramco?
We'll compete for any exciting IPO, but I try not to blow it by talking about those IPOs publicly when I should not be.
So the fact that some of the blue aprons of the world haven't done so great, that's not keeping people away?
The IPO market is great, and by and large, they've been doing great. This is awesome.
All right, you can probably hear the crowds behind me. They are chanting, light the tree. It's cold out here. Thank you all for your patience. We have kept you here long enough, so let's get right to it.
All right, are we ready to go? Girls, come up. I'm gonna ask the man of the hour to come over and light the tree. Give Officer Nash a round of applause. Now, Officer Nash is gonna light the tree, but only when this group, every single one of you, including those of you sitting way up on the Federal Hall steps, counts down from 10. All right, here we go. 10. Gary, you're gonna flip the switch up. Good stuff, isn't it? Thanks for being here, man. Thank you, Zeus. It's good stuff. I love the light the tree chant. I'm talking about Bitcoin wearing a red velvet suit.
I know what you was doing, brother.
Thank you. you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. It's so fun. Come back.
Everything. Wait, are we coming back to Kelly? No, don't come back to Kelly.
Okay.